today I wanted to talk to you guys about pressure. More specifically, the pressure of young people today consistently being switched on. Now there is such a diverse amounts of pressure in the world, as many of you might be aware of, like Alicia's work with Pressure Lands, she's studying it. But the three main pressures I wanted to talk about today have a lot to do with social networking and continuously being switched on to technology and the internet. But before I begin, I wanted to ask if 3 people were willing to come up and be volunteers for me, if possible. Woo! Yeah. One more.
I should stop tweeting them.
If you guys could stand behind this chair. Cool. Each of you grab a string. I'll move it so you guys can stand together. And if you could tie it around your wrist there. I want you guys to look at this chair as if it was, I don't know, a computer. Maybe this is the source of the internet. Can you guys hold it up really, really tight as possible, but don't lift the chair. So that's just perfect. That's perfect, guys. All right, cool. So I'll get back to you guys in a minute. It's all right. I'll come to you. It will make sense. But basically, I wanted to sort of just talk about the first pressure I wanted to present was the pressure of always knowing the answer. Young people today are always expected to know the answer to absolutely everything. And this is because we have access to search engines like Google, everything online, everything that's online, everything is online basically these days. So not only are we expected to know the answer, but we expect ourselves to know the answer. If we can't find the answer at the drop of a hat with iPhones and smartphones, we start to get frustrated ourselves. We think that something's wrong with us because we can't find the answer. This is a pressure because we are consistently switched on to knowledge, a source of information that's never ending. And it starts to put a bit of strain on our arms. But when I say arms, I want to say our mental health well-being. Sorry, guys. I wanted to talk about it in the sense that knowledge is power. That statement itself, the statement itself is basically what it says. The more you know, the more power you encompass. And we, as people, as human beings, we always want power, and it's not something that we're all like striving to actually be in power of everybody. We want to be in power, have power, and empower ourselves. But what happens when everybody is given the opportunity to have that same knowledge at their fingertips? Everybody is in the situation where they can compete for that power. Everyone. Research has shown that more young people are stressed today than ever before, and this is because we place these endless expectations on ourselves to always find a solution. Yeah, so the second pressure, I want to sort of say that first pressure was Shailene. Now the second pressure I want to talk about is curiosity. When we're consistently switched on to everybody's lives and our own lives and people even we don't know, we start to get a little bit of a strain on ourselves. We start to get a little bit curious. As human beings, we're naturally curious creatures. But, as the saying goes, curiosity killed the cat. And why is that we have this negative perception of curiosity? It's because when we are searching for something negative, we normally find it. And when we have access to things like Facebook, social networking sites, we can always open it up and find the guy that we like is kissing some other chick, or that the best friend that we have blew us off because she wanted to go out and catch a movie with her boyfriend instead of you, but didn't tell you that. Usually we wouldn't know these things unless we looked for them. And that's another pressure I wanted to talk about. People mainly wanted to maintain a division between their private lives and their work lives. But it's nearly impossible to even have a private life itself with social networking sites, Facebook, Twitter. But I know that there's a choice to have these sites, but at the same time, there is the pressure to have them. A recent study has shown that there's a direct correlation between stress levels and the amount of friends that people have on Facebook. In fact, people are stressed out when they have to reject somebody if they don't know them. They feel guilty, they start feeling guilty, and a lot of people feel stressed out because they have so many friends that, like, their posts and everything like that are going to people who they don't know and things like that. Hence the added stress. Back to curiosity. Having access to all this information can become extremely stressful. Sometimes we find out things that we didn't necessarily want to find out, which is what I said before. And again, it's being consistently switched on to that pool of information that brings us about. The next thing I wanted to talk about is being needed all the time. With work, friends, family. If your friend rang you up at 3 a.m. in the morning, where would you be? You'd be there, picking up the phone. Because you're accessible, you're able to be contacted. The fact that we're always accessible, be it via email, text, phone calls, MMS, BBS, IM, Skype, Viber, any of these things, it means that we have that expectation that we will answer. The pressure of being consistently switched on and in contact freaks us out. I mean, we are always checking our phones, even if we didn't hear it go off. We always place that expectation on ourselves that our friends and our family might start hating us if we don't answer their phone calls. And we start thinking ourselves that our friends and our family hate us because they're not answering our phone calls. We put this expectation on us as well as put that expectation on other people. I mean, how many times have people asked you, why didn't you reply to my message? It's kind of an accusation, isn't it? It's like, why were you not talking to me at that party last night? It's the same thing. If you're not interacting with somebody via phone, it's exactly the same as not interacting with them in person. It goes within work as well. I mean, we no longer stay in the 9 to 5 norm of work. We're expected to be in contact so we can get called into work or respond to an urgent email. Basically anything that requires us to commit work outside of our regimented work time, working time, we do that now. We have access to our work emails on our iPhones. Sometimes works even buy us these iPhones so that we can remain under their control. So how are you guys feeling over there? A little bit strange? Is it? With all those pressures, you can put this stuff down now. I'll let you guys go back to your seats. Sorry to actually physically hurt you guys, but I kind of just wanted to sort of exemplify that all of these pressures and always being connected to this motherboard, if you will, it can start to put a strain on you.
Or you get stuck.
And you have to call a friend to help. Or you can't even be pulled away. So juggling so many different things and always being pulled back into that technological network, we're connected all the time. So all of this new technology, which gives us wonderful advantages and wonderful tools, and it comes with real challenges, but it gets more and more challenging because everything's coming at us so fast and in so many different ways and different directions. I do want to say that the technologies can be positive, so I wanted to show you this clip if possible. Not endorsing Ericsson or anything like that, but I just thought it was important to show the benefits of technology, and I didn't want to sort of focus on the negatives. I mean, I'm extremely reliant on technology myself, but I can see it becoming, or it already is, quite stressful to us as young people. So, like the Erickson dude said before, I think our problem is not having access to all these technologies, but we have to kind of work out what to do with it and how to utilise them so they're not impacting us so negatively. Thank you.